So guys, I have a great video right now that I want to get across to all of you. And it's something that happened yesterday that made me think to do this video. And honestly, I'm glad what happened yesterday actually happened. I'm glad it did, because it could have saved this person or person's lives, or at least made them more self-aware. Because self-awareness is everything, and if you're even a little bit self-aware, you'll understand certain energies and frequencies, the darkness, the light, and things like this of this nature. You will see bad people coming a mile away. You'll see bad people with bad intentions doing what they do a mile away, and only the more aware you get over time and in life, the better you will be off, obviously. So something that happened yesterday is I was having a conversation with a couple lads, and they started to talk about drugs and trying drugs and certain things like this, and nothing too serious, but they're younger kids right now, and they're starting to experience smoking stuff like weed and other things related to weed. Like, I don't know if you guys ever heard of shatter, like hash and stuff like this, but they're that type of crew. They're the young crew, the sporty sport type of people, just like I was. And I was warning them about this, like, that's the stuff I was doing in high school. That's where they're at, that's what they're doing. So, and they started to talk about shrooms and trying shrooms, which I have a couple times myself. But I just gave these guys a warning. Like, brother, like, you don't understand. Like, it's one thing after another with this stuff. Weed is the gateway drug. Weed leads to everything else. And it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to start to get into cocaine and meth and whatever else you get your hands on, but it's still the gateway drug in a sense where it can slowly destroy you. You think it's a harmless time. Smoking weed in itself, it's not going to affect your health all that much. But slowly and slowly and slowly over time, it will start to take over you. It will become you. You can never let a substance become you. If you're ever going to drink alcohol, you cannot let this substance become you. You cannot let weed become you to the point where you need it. You can never let things get to this point, because now you are in a weak, vulnerable position, and it has you by the nuts. Let's just be honest. Now, I talked to these couple lads and I let them know this stuff. This was in person last evening. And I told them, you know what, you can't, I know how much you like this stuff right now, because it's new, you're young, you're experiencing certain things, and you're going to love it. You're not just going to like it, you're going to love it. They start to want to experience over and over and over again all these highs and all these buzzes, and they want to see what they can do, put things together, and just keep up and up and up and up and up. You know what I mean? So when you do this, it's going to slowly start to take over. Before you even know it, it's going to take over you. You're going to get to a point where you lose sight of what life really is. You're going to lose sight of yourself, your focus, the things that you should be doing with your life, and it's going to change you as a person. And now you're in a living hell, because now you have to get out of this. And I explained this to them even more perfectly than I'm explaining it to you guys right now. This is just a short version of all that I was saying to them and how dangerous it can be. And it's not so dangerous just doing it once or trying it or something like this, but it's the mindset of, that's all you start to think about. And most people do this because they hate their current realities. in high school, in whatever position you're in. I despised high school. I was doing it then. That's why. And the second I got out of high school, I quit. I quit, and it was not easy because I was in over my head with this stuff. I just had it in my head too much, was doing it too much, was relying on it too much. And I grew much, much stronger as a person because I became myself again. I did not need this. And even after this, I did it a few times here and there, but I never got back to the point where I was. I strengthened my mind, and I used it properly. If you're going to use it at all, you should be using it properly. You cannot get on a schedule with it because now it is a part of your daily schedule. Now it consumes your life, and then when you realize that is when it's too late. Now you're addicted. Now you're going to have to go through withdrawals to cut this out, and this is all a part of the devil, I really believe. And there's a lot of young kids getting into this. This ain't nothing new under the sun. This has been going on for decades. It's not like it's something new. Oh, now all these kids are doing. No, it's been going on forever. And this is why we go through these programs when we're younger in school. Like, I don't know what you guys said, but we had something that was called the DARE program. Like a bunch of people, like policemen and cops and people that was involved with like the drug industry and business, not selling them, but like that's against them, came to our school and tried to warn us of how dangerous stuff is, and it is all true. What's dangerous about it is how it can take over you and your identity. Doing it once is not going to do anything. Doing it even 50 times is not going to affect your health all that bad. It's really not. It's the addiction is what's dangerous. It's what it can make you turn out to be if you cannot kick the addiction. It's going to completely keep you from being who you really are. It like stops everything. You know what I mean? So you got to be super careful when it comes to this stuff, and I'm just using this as an example because it is also true. You cannot let anything consume you as a person. And the devil just does not show up in just people. It can show up in many different ways. In many different ways. And it could be the deciding factor of what completely takes your blessings away from you because you decided to take that route instead of taking the stronger person route where, you know what, things might not be the best for you right now, but you're going down that path. You're feeling the pain. You're not trying to numb the pain. You're going through it. So what this stuff basically does is it's like it takes you away from reality because you despise your own reality that much. It's an escape. And if you escape reality every single day, you are leaving your life on hold. That's what a lot of young kids get into. And there's adults that do it as well. I was into this because I hated reality so much. And, you know, I didn't hate it that much, but it's like everything was better at the time with weed, but then it becomes a problem because you do it too much, too often, for too long of a period. And then that's when you're going to start to see the negative effects of it with your health, with your attitude, with your emotions. You're not going to be in control of your own emotions. You're not going to be in control of yourself fully. You're not going to be as strong as you could be. You know what I mean? So you had to get better with all this stuff. You have to know what all this is. Like I said, the devil does not just show up in people. It shows up in substances. It's that peer pressure. It's that dark energy that's inviting to you and your existence. And it does show up in people as well. Like the devil can show up as your own friends and them starting to peer pressure you into certain things, and they're not even your real friends. They don't even give a damn about you. They just want you down just like they are. And it's all stuff like this, and it's a continuation of things that are never going to end. You could be doing all the right things, and you know what? In fact, when you are doing all the right things, is when the devil is going to show up more and more and more All you have to do is be aware of what it is and what is coming near you and how to not let it affect you and your life is really what you have to do. And you can do all this by having a strong, bulletproof mind. It does not matter what your current circumstances are. It doesn't matter how you feel. None of that stuff matters. What matters is staying in the zone, staying stoic, staying, you know what? I'm going to do what is right, not what I feel. I'm not going to let my emotions get the best of me. I'm not going to make this decision to temporarily feel good. I'm going to do what is right, and I'm going to feel even better when it's all said and done, because I'm going to go through the storm right now. I'm not going to take the easy, weak way out, and I'm going to do what's right. As hard as it may be, even on you or me right now, we are going to take the hard way. We're not going to settle. We're not going to get complacent. We're going to stay focused. We're not going to let these little things keep us down, because that's what it does. It keeps you down. And even if you are going to use marijuana or drink alcohol, you have to do it in such a smart manner. Like I said, you have to do these things on occasions. You cannot make these things a daily thing, because it's taken over you. You need this. You need those things. And that's how so many kids with so much potential, they end up in those positions. And it's sad, because they had so much to do. They had so much to give. They had so much talent. And they got lost in that world because they wanted a way out. They did not want to go through what they should have. So they took that path. They took that route. And I had many friends that took that route, and they're still not fully there today. Like, they are gone. The reality, I'm in the reality they're in, it's night and day of a difference. They're not even close to my level. They did not do what I did. They did not grow and go through the growing pains how I did. And even when I was doing certain things, I did not think of myself at the time like, I want to smoke weed because my reality sucks. I look back and realize why I did it. At the time, I didn't really think my reality sucked. I really didn't. Looking back is how you know why you did it. Because you never think that in the moment. No one's going to think, oh, my reality sucks, so I'm going to smoke weed. Nobody's going to think that. You don't think that way until you look back and realize the truth. So that's what it is. And, you know, in the moments in my head, I was having a good time. I was doing what I was doing just like everybody else. We were all doing what we were doing, but at the end of the day, those are the real reasons as to why. And awareness is everything in these situations, because if you are not aware of why you're even doing certain things, you'll never know it's wrong. And if you wanna really level up in life, if you really want to do good for yourself, you have to be aware. You have to do the right things. You have to know what's wrong and what's right. You can't lie to yourself. Actually, you know what? You can lie to yourself, but you can't lie to other self-aware people. They will tell you straight up the way it is. People lie to themselves every single day. You can't let that be you if you really want to level up. Only you know what you're doing. Only you do. And sometimes you gotta wake yourself the F up and say, okay, this is what I'm doing, and it has to stop. I'm gonna stop this, because I know it's not right. And boom, that's the first step. And then you find your motivation. You gotta find reasons. You gotta find certain things. I even do it to this day. I do things in my own head. I don't look for motivation, because I wake up every single day and there's so much to do. But there's certain things that just make me tick a little bit more on certain days, that it's like, you remind yourself of certain things, you continue pushing on, you continue to go. And that's what it is, So you have to be the strong person and do what is right no matter what. No matter how you feel, you got to be strong in your own mind. Nothing can stop you. You are going to do this. You will die to do this. You know what you have to do to feel better. You know what you have to do to be clear-headed. You know what you have to do to be healthy. So you have to do these things. You cannot let the devil interfere with what you're doing or who you're going to be. You can't let him dictate. You have to be the dictator. You have to be the dictator. Get out of that darkness. And everybody goes through dark periods. You just have to get yourself out. You have to know when you're in it and how to get yourself out. Some of the best people end up in the darkness. You have to know how to get yourself out of that darkness. To be you again. To really be you again. And that's it. So I'm going to cut the video there and we will get to the next. I'll be back.